Whoop. We got a problem. We have a yellow flag, and we have a crash down in turns 3 and 4. It's the Alliamax machine. Helio Castroneves, coming off a terrific drive at Long Beach 3 weeks ago, has found the wall. Looks like he backed it in.
Water, which is to his benefit. Now here, Jeremy, this is the view of Helio. He's not quite in picture yet, but you'll see him wide.
Yeah, he was still behind the two Newman House cars. You can see there's Mark Blundell going through, who was next up.
You called it almost perfectly, Paul.
Oh, no. Castroneves into the wall. Yellow comes out.
And
maybe 2 X's on the new tires.
He has hit a ton, Paul. I had just said that we could see some cars stepping out, coming out of turn 2. The cars are very, very nervous during those pace laps. The tires cool off. Disappointing. Carl Hogan, a huge racing fan, doing everything to stay in the sport. As we pick it up, Paul, we can only see him up against the outside wall already. Looks like it happened on the entry here going into turn 3 again. Where
has announced.
Oh, big smoke. Oh, to spin. Castroneves going into 1, into 2. The engine let go. He got in the oil, backed in hard on the outside wall.
So Helio Castroneves, after an incredible run and a pretty good shot, as Montoya suggested, at the win here today. Hey, let's look at what happened.
I was watching him coming down into the corner, watching how Moreno and Castroneves were going to work the line. You could see the smoke at the back. The oil hits the rear tires. Castroneves simply a passenger. Big impact, flash fire at the back of the car. Watch it one more time. Moreno running. Castroneves up high. That's not been a problem, but it's the oil on the rear tires. They entered there. I guarantee you they've got these cars trimmed out. They were flat out into that first corner, well over 240 miles an hour.
Kenny Brack jumps right into their lead. But look at Helio Castroneves. But remember those gold tires. Castroneves gets in big trouble.
And that looked like Cristiano D'Amato that got clipped going through there. Remember, he was also involved in the accident with Bruno Junqueira on the start of the Motegi Japan race.
There's the start. Breck surges forward.
You can see Kenny had it right down on the white line. It was obvious Castroneves was trying to squeeze him down, trying to make sure that he wasn't up in the grade, but there just wasn't enough room. They touched. Helio almost had it gathered up. But hey, when you've got that much traffic, there's no way to steer
the left rear with the center lock. They finally get it off.
Whoa! That's Helio Castroneves that lost it out of second place and got the wall on the backstretch big time.
A lot of bumps coming out of turn 2. Paul may have caught him out there. We don't know quite yet.
Okay, Helio. Here it is, Scott.
Maybe just a little bit high coming off the turn, Paul. Then he starts to tighten the wheel up because he knows he's going towards the outside wall, and then it just brings the back end of the car around. Now if he goes towards the inside, see he's a little bit high. He's going to start to turn it tight now. He knows he's a bit too high, wants to miss the wall out here, so he tightens up the steering, and sure enough, it's just enough to bring the back end of the car around, and he knows the inside wall's coming.
You know, in a lot of ways, that's not dissimilar from the accident George Mack had, except he brushed that outside. Lost it, didn't touch anything, so they had to go an extra, and another car spinning. Yellow flag is out again. And this time it's Helio Castroneves and Roger Yasukawa. First from Michael Andretti's cockpit.
You see clearly what happened there, Paul. Roger Yasukawa lost the back end of the car. The back end came around.
Here's from Roger himself.
Now you saw some quick hand movements right there as we see him taking in Castroneves to the wall. The back end of the car got loose. He tried to correct it, tried to catch it, but that speeds. It's very. Remember, these guys are doing that at 215, 20 miles an hour. You see the cars move around. A little bit of a touch. Look at that left front wing of Castroneves is right there. Sheer
damage
end plate.
Yep, damage to the end plate right front of Helio Castroneves. They stay green. Whoa! And the yellow flag comes out.
Flat across there has lost air. We watch now. Watch the cars going through there, and here you go. You can see the right front wing of Castroneves slice the rear tire of Vitor Meira That end plate of Castroneves' car is like a razor blade, just will actually
Track of in this run, but Kanaan still leads. We'll be back after this message.
The lead is now 2.3 seconds for Scott Dixon. Back to Tom Michaels.
And we got a crash up here. It is Tomasz Inge and Helio Castroneves coming down into that bus stop area.
IndyCar Series champion is fifth. Very quickly, we've got a replay on the incident involving the Inge. Wow, and that was a big hit as the 3-car of Helio Castroneves looked to hook wheels with the 2-car of Tomasz Inge, and Helio nearly nosed into the Armco at a 90-degree angle. I'm not sure he could have hit it any harder than he did. That was a very violent.
As we have a yellow coming out, the 3rd car is Sam Hornish Jr. Oh, and we've had another crash involving 2 cars. That looks like it's coming. It's Helio Castroneves, the 2-time winner. He has completed every lap that he has raced here at the Speedway in all of his prior races in the 5 times that he's been here. Here in his 6th, on lap number 110, he hits the wall. 4. Oh, there you go. Helio had a run on Rice because Rice got held up by traffic, and he thought he would just be able to get underneath Rice, carry the speed through, and Buddy Rice just didn't know that he was coming because the closing rate was so fast, and the cars just touch, and then they go into the that's on the outside of the racetrack. The cement wall is what they're rubbing against now, but when they hit the wall in the turn, 3.3-mile racetrack. They make the way back. Oh, and Helio crashes again!
up on the curbing and just spins the car around.
The bad luck continues. Let's listen. Bad luck continues. Here it is.
And if something looks like the car's often askew already when he's actually going into the middle of the turn. He comes out of the apex, going through phase 3, as we call it, towards phase 4. Really don't know, but you know, Helio Castroneves does not make mistakes. Now let's watch the car on the front of the screen. Through the turn as normal. Now, there was no problem with the track, really, because if that was something on the track, then you would expect Dario Franchitti to run into the same fate that Scott Dixon did for the speed that you're moving at. And you can see the wing now is damaged on Helio Castroneves' car.
So Helio obviously picked up a piece of the debris. Now we're under yellow, so they're going to be able to fix this, and Team Penske has a spare wing ready. And
save a little bit of fuel.
All right, let's watch for Helio Castroneves in the replay here.
Now, when there's an accident like this, you keep your eye on the car, and then, no, it's not him yet. He's there. Here comes Castroneves. See that piece coming down? See the piece coming down?
Right.
Just took it off. So when there's an accident, and Scott, you can please chime in here, but you don't just look at the car that hit the wall. You got to make sure you don't get caught up in some little piece, because you're going 200 miles an hour.
And there's so many pieces there that you hope that you're going to miss them all. Sometimes it's
yeah, unfortunately, at the last rear corner breaks down, and obviously it's difficult for you to go with 3 wheels. But the good news is the boys put the car together. You know, in fact, it was Ryan's backup car. I didn't have a backup car here because of Japan. So we basically end up doing everything we can to rush into the qualifying. And believe it or not, they put a great thing together, and we started in the lap.
He's going to have to pedal that thing extra hard, as right now, Power's going to...
Oh, contact! Look out! Castroneves has contact with Vitor Mira, and he is hard into the tire barrier at turn 3. This is about the same location where he's... All right, check the left side of your screen.
Yeah, because we had 2 situations going here. Both the Penske cars are trying to make a pass on the cars in front, and just see how close that was. He just caught the back end of Vitor Mira's car, took off the wheel. Like I said, the brakes are no longer working. He is slowing the speed somewhat, but when you go into the tire barrier, it's still an impact.
You're right. If you take a look at last week's race where Scott Dixon, he clipped, it wasn't as severe a damage. They cut tire and also had wing damage, but nobody got launched like this.
Yeah, and a moment before that happened, we were watching Will Power trying to go around Dario Franchitti. So both the Penske cars were trying to make a major pass at the end of the straightaway.
So our second caution, as we have...
We're watching on board with Helio Castroneves now heading to turn number 1.
He's going through the chicane right now, Mike, over the railroad tracks into the rough part, heading down to turn 1. Obviously, Tony Kanaan's going to be behind
Braking zone here, coming up.
Getting ready for the braking zone.
Helio moves to the inside, now to the outside. Whoa!
Yeah.
So Tony Kanaan literally flew over the top of Helio's car as Helio was braking, Davey, to go into turn number 1.
Right here.
Oh my God!
I'll tell you what, Tony's throttle stuck or something.
Yeah.
Tony hit there was no. Oh my goodness.
That could have been just incredibly devastating. When you see this, fans, you will not believe that Tony Kanaan walked away from this without a scratch.
These guys are earning every dollar that they get right now.
And Dario Franchitti made some... And there goes Helio around. And he has taken the front nose section off. So the rain has made the track slick enough. And there goes another car, Ed Carpenter, around. This at the exit of turn number 6.
Yeah, well, here we go. We got lots of guys spinning around simply because the track is so wet right now. Remember, the guys have the option of putting on the new tires. It's really raining. They certainly would have come in and put the rain tires on. You can see Helio, the back end, comes around just as he's coming out of the turn, slips around very quickly. Now, if it was dry, Marty, he probably would have been able to control that, but the thing would just snap around because of lack of adhesion with this wet surface.
And then here is what happened just at turn 7. Another view. There's Helio. And then watch at the end there is Ed Carpenter.
I don't know why Ed did that. That was he had...
Oh, contact! Will Power gets hit. Several cars going around, and now we have a major melee through turn number 1.
You can't win the race on a restart, but you can lose it.
Power got punted from behind. Graham Rahal gets out of his trouble and gets back underway.
So Briscoe's in there.
Saavedra smoking. Double what we had yesterday.
Looking for the guilty party. You're right. Everybody spread out. Let's see what's happening.
There it is.
It's a car that's on, and he gets through with it. Isn't that always the way it generally happens? So we'll have to get a different view to see exactly who that was.
So was that Castroneves that got bumped from behind?
No, it was Will Power.
Will Power.
And it was Sebastian Bourdais in the 7 that got him.
NASCAR style.
Then there was no room. There was no room to pass. 1, 2.
Pagano ahead of Castroneves. Both of those guys on the harder tires, and look how bumpy it is. There's contact.
Same thing yesterday with Sato and Aloshin.
Are you kidding?
Helio Castroneves is out of this race. And the inside had a look, but then decided to cut back across, and Sebastian was already there.
Yeah. Let's have another look at it.
It looked like he was going to try to pop out and go, and he's like, I'm not going to make that. I'm going to get back on the racing line, and Sebastian was there.
Well, maybe just unaware that Sebastian was really in the mix there a couple of corners ago.
Oh, there's a big change on the front for Charles Garden, and look out!
Huge crash on pit lane. That's Rossi, Kimball, Castroneves. And one car was in the air, well on top of the other.
Take a look, top of the screen, you see Rossi coming out of his pit stall. He gets together with Kimball. What a terrifying moment for Helio Castroneves. The left front wheel, the suspension coming in and over the cockpit.
This is 2 races in a row. We saw this problem with Aloshin and Newgarden at Mid-Ohio. And it's, you know, your race leader, I know the feeling.
It's been a good month for you so far. No, it has been, and this is the kind of place that obviously TK likes.
Sorry, we had a crash.
Yeah, Robin, a big one for Helio Castroneves. Got turned around, made contact with the rear, and then the front nose as well. Once again, Pocono Raceway bites.
That was a little bottom as he went in, and then it just got loose, and that was a hard hit.
He kind of rode it out for a good 200-300 feet, and then it just kept going. And really what you don't want is for it to hook back like Bourdais at Indianapolis. So, that's the worst noise in this sport, that thundering blow. Luckily.
But he makes it through. Caution, trouble, Helio Castroneves into the wall.
Oh, dear. Look for the yellow car. Wow.
Same thing. That's the same thing we've been seeing all day. Ryan Hunter-Reay directly behind him, and Alexander Rossi made some brilliant moves not to get collected in that accident. Back end's light, it comes around. You cannot control that.
That really lit it up. You can hear the wheels spinning. And he spun! Helio spun on pit exit.
Now he has to try to get through the gravel. Luckily, the gravel's damp, which makes it a little easier, but no, the motor's not running.
I think he... this is going to be hard for him to get out of there.
Stay on the power, son. Fire it up. Fire a rooster tail. It's like the Glamis Dunes. You know how to do that.
Go ahead. He's going to get high-sided with no speed there. You'll end up getting high-sided on the edge of the track. The car will bottom out right there.
Here comes the yellow. This is going to be a full-course yellow.
Now that it's gone yellow, it's going to give the track that opportunity to get wet. As we see Castroneves come out on the slicks, gassed it, and just looped it right into the grass, and then he got it stuck. He was on cold.
Sports Car Series. Jiffy, both of these drivers pitted to make it a three-stop strategy, but watch this. Castroneves on board now. Watch the contact again for Hunter-Reay. Hip check going into the S's on the backside.
I can see him coming now. Everybody's out on the inside. A couple cars go straight. Everybody's going up.
Oh, cars spinning, cars wrecking everywhere. Oh my God, that was so intense. Romain Grosjean, Will Power right in front of you. Oliver Askew was involved. Both Ganassi cars, Pelot and Dixon, missed the turn. Look at Jack Harvey, if that's who it is, in the 06. That's Castroneves is high-centered on the apex curve. That's going to be tough to get him going. Let's take another look here. Watch Rosenquist, the third blue and orange car, coming up on Scott Dixon, who's behind Pelot. See that little tap right there? Rosenquist hits Dixon. Dixon shoots up the inside of Pelot, and that's what forced Pelot wide. Rossi followed. Here it is from the front on. Look to the left. There's the contact that unsettled Dixon. And Rosenquist almost took out Pelot as well, avoiding the incident. It'll be interesting to see how IndyCar reorders the field here. There are timing loops. Everybody trying to figure out which way the car in front of them, James, is going to go. There's a big crash. 3 cars in the wall. DeFrancesco.
One of the Meyer-Shane cars is involved.
Helio Castroneves and Graham Rahal.
Graham Rahal. Oh, man, that's a tough one. Can't wait to get a replay of what happened there. But as you were saying, Townsend, the tires are cold. There's more marbles, there's more dirt and debris as the race has gone on. That high line kind of gets tougher and tougher to make work, and those guys and girls with us.
Looking back, and DeFrancesco was low. They were 3 wide with Graham Rahal in the middle. I'm not sure who the aggressor was there.
It's tough to tell if Devlin was trying to make it a 3-wide party or if Helio was more coming to. We'll have to tell you. I want to see it start sooner there. I need to see a little bit earlier as to how they side by side. This is where we see so many problems in contact already for a McLaren.
I think that's Rosenquist. Felix Rosenquist with more damage in the back. The track is total chaos.
Looks like Devlin DeFrancesco airborne. Simon Pagenaud I see in the wall. His teammate Helio Castroneves sideways. Huge accident. Down the track is blocked. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a red flag here.
And Stingray Robb, one of the 4 rookies involved. I think Benjamin Peterson as well. 2 of the 4 in that crash are rookies.
And then further back, I'm not even sure this was related.
It looks like maybe, I want to say it was Santino Ferrucci. No, David Malukas, I think. No, Santino Ferrucci, sorry, in the black car, got into the back. Oh my goodness! Of one of the shank cars.
I think it was Ferrucci and Castroneves that came together further back. Castroneves looks like he got hit from behind and spun.
And you see Devlin DiFrancesco stopped and gets hit by Benjamin Peterson, and that's what launches his car up in the air. I've never seen.
So with Christian Lundgaard, he made it 15 laps as there's a big pack up with Kiffin Simpson and Helio Castroneves.
I think that might be turn 5.
Turn 5. Oh, Marty.
And Lundgaard got in just in time, Marty.
Santino Ferrucci, Helio Castroneves, and then the rookie Kiffin Simpson at the back in the blue and yellow car has nowhere to go. Watch this. Boom.
14 bull charges the back of the 66 there.
You see that left front lock. He's trying to get back all the way. Sorry, right front lock, trying to get back to the driver's right. Helio sort of driving mid-track in a defensive position, but not doing anything outside the rules. And
that's likely to get reviewed.
I could see an avoidable contact.